and it became much more chilling. She was holding a knife and, to the officer's shock, was repeatedly stabbing herself as she slowly walked toward him. Visibly unsettled, the officer backed up to his car, and you can even see a trail of what looks like blood on the ground. Some people think the footage might be a hoax, but the unsettling nature of it remains the same. What would you have done in a situation like this? Would you try to help or keep your distance?
Oh, God. No. Oh, my God. No. Oh.
A woman was on her way home when this caught her eye on the ground. It was a small, white, round object with a rough, uneven texture and a faint, airy glow around it. The object didn't look like any rock or regular mushroom she'd ever seen, so she was left wondering what exactly it was. Was it some rare type of fungus, or maybe something entirely different, like a mysterious mineral or otherworldly substance? What do you think she stumbled upon? A security camera outside a building captured a bizarre sight one evening. A green mist appeared, hovering right in front of the camera. The people monitoring the footage inside were perplexed, thinking maybe it was a fog or smoke, so they called security to investigate. When they went outside, however, there was nothing unusual, no mist, no fog. It seemed like this green haze was only visible through the camera lens. So what could be causing this? Could it be a paranormal phenomenon, perhaps a spirit or energy only detectable on camera? Or is it a glitch in the camera itself, creating an illusion of something ghostly? I'm not sure where this footage was taken, but it was filmed late at night. The entire sky glowed a deep red with a faint arc stretching across it, almost like a rainbow, but with the colors obscured by the red hue of the sky. Several explanations come to mind in this scene. This could be a red rainbow, which sometimes occurs when the sun is low, causing red wavelengths to dominate as blue and violet are scattered. Another possibility could be a peculiar type of aurora, or, in some cases, light pollution from nearby sources casting a red tint across the sky. It's hard to say for sure what we're dealing with, but what are your thoughts?
I thought the crock pot was leaking.
A woman had bought a watermelon and left it on her kitchen counter for a few days, planning to enjoy it later. But when she finally went into the kitchen to cook, she was shocked by what she found. The watermelon was gushing water on its own right from the inside. Many people have noticed unusual changes in food recently, and this incident adds to the list. Watermelons can sometimes ferment if left at room temperature too long, especially if the fruit has even a slight crack in the rind. Fermentation causes gas to build up inside, creating pressure that can force liquid to leak out. But it's not only fermentation. Some have suggested that certain fertilizers or preservatives may play a role in unexpected reactions like this. Could this be just fermented watermelon, or is it another example of strange changes happening in our food supply?
I thought the crock pot was leaking.
A new worker at the fish counter spotted something shocking. a large black centipede-like creature crawling across the fish. It had long, segmented legs and a body that looked intimidating, especially as it moved with surprising speed. This creature is known as a hellgrammite, the larval stage of the Dobson fly. Hellgrammites are actually aquatic larvae often found in streams and rivers, and they can appear on fish due to their habitat overlap. They're known for their pincers, which can give a painful pinch if handled roughly. Good thing he took a step away from it, or at least we hope he did. In this next footage from Germany, a man ventured into the woods and began filming when he noticed something large and crouching in the bushes nearby. At first, he thought it might be a big dog or a wolf, so he moved a little closer to get a better look. But as he got nearer, he saw enough to make him turn and run out there immediately. According to the man, he believes he saw a dogman, a legendary creature often described as a werewolf-like beast with both canine and human features. The footage he captured is quite shaky, making it difficult to make out the creature clearly. But there's definitely a dark, fur-covered figure partially visible in the underbrush. What do you think, though? Could this be evidence of a dogman, or is there a more grounded explanation?
Miren, miren cómo va pasando. ¡Ah, no! Pasó. No, pasó.
A ver, mándala. La sombra.
Sí, pasó. Ahora se puso de este lado y le atravesó todo el teléfono. No más.
A family visited the altar of a deceased relative during a funeral, and one of them was filming when something unusual occurred. A dark shadow moved across the camera lens right in front of the altar, moving from left to right. They all saw it happen. Then a moment later it happened again, the shadow passing from right to left once more. The family believes this shadow might be the spirit of their loved one, making a final visit to say goodbye before leaving the earthly realm for good. What do you think? Have you ever experienced anything similar?
Miren, miren cómo va pasando. ¡Ah, no! Pasó. No, pasó.
A ver, mándala. La sombra.
Sí, pasó. Ahora se puso de este lado y le atravesó todo el teléfono. No más.
Hoy sí alcancé a ver algo. Vámonos.
A man living in an apartment complex was coming home one night and parked his car when he noticed a figure sitting on the stairs. Not usually a believer in the paranormal, he assumed it could just be a person. Still holding his camera, he got out of the car and started walking toward the stairs. But when he saw the figure again, it was seated, very stiff and completely motionless, creating an eerie atmosphere. Seeing it the second time gave him a real scare, and he quickly turned back to his car. What do you think this figure could be?
Hoy sí alcancé a ver algo. Vámonos.
In England, there's an old abandoned jail known as Bodmin Jail located in Cornwall. Once infamous for its brutal executions and harsh treatment of prisoners, the place is believed to be haunted. People from around the world visit to explore its dark past, and many have captured strange, chilling activity on camera. One night, a security guard captured a ghostly figure drifting through the corridors. It has a pale head floating atop a dark, robed body. Other visitors have caught eerie scenes from jail doors opening and closing on their own, as well as mysterious orbs moving throughout the place. In one particularly unsettling encounter, a couple took a selfie only to see a ghostly figure peering directly into the camera from behind them. The atmosphere at Bodmin Jail is undeniably eerie. Would you be brave enough to visit?
Still on mysterious creatures, take a look at this trail cam footage. What did you notice? It appears that a creature made of light passed by the camera, doesn't it? Numerous viewers were convinced that it captured an angel delivering a message caught unaware by the camera. I loved that explanation too, until I reviewed the footage again for the 1000th time. That's when something caught my attention. The pattern and movement of the rays of light were not very odd. The rays of light appeared to sway back and forth as if caught in the wind. It was then that it hit me. What if the camera had actually captured cobwebs and they looked like they did because of how close they were to the camera and how much light was hitting them? At that moment, it all made sense. That's exactly what was happening. But I couldn't believe it. I'd become like one of those science people. It feels like I betrayed the paranormal community. But what do you think? While we have encountered many creepy and scary stories, it's often the eerie presence of people that could be even more unsettling. You know they're human, but you can't tell if they have good intentions or not. This footage was taken by a man on his property. For about 3 days, he'd been seeing strange people wandering in the woodlands on his property. Their collective movement hinted at a singular destination, but its exact whereabouts remained a mystery to him. Unaware of his presence, they maintained a silent vigil, stealthily lurking throughout the area. They seemed to all be going to one location, but where he couldn't tell. Confused? Have a look. You see them, don't you? Very creepy, isn't it? Footage like this leaves us with many questions. Who are they? Why are they doing that? Is it some kind of ritual? Are they an occult? Is anyone in that area truly safe? I hope I'm not the only one creeped out by this. Have you encountered such before? What do you think of the whole thing? Tell us in the comments section. Confusing and creepy trail cam capture. In the image, we see a creature with the head of a pig and a torso resembling that of a well-built gym instructor. That's right, folks, a bizarre hybrid of a human and a pig. It's an unprecedented sight that defies all expectations. This piggy will finish the big bad wolf with just one punch. However, upon closer inspection, there's a twist in this mysterious image. But as you take a closer look, you'll notice something unexpected. This creature is wearing a white wife beater. Wait, does that mean what we think it means? Could it simply be a person wearing an incredibly realistic costume? If that's the situation, then, phew, what a relief. Because I guarantee you, no one would like to have an encounter with this creature on the farm, woods, or anywhere else for that matter. But what do you think? Deep within an unknown forest lies a mysterious tree, known for its unique ability to devour anything that dares to cross its path. A rusted bicycle has been suspended from the tree trunk, defying gravity for over a century. It's believed that the bike once belonged to a young boy who left it on the tree limb and never came back. What's more, the tree has grown around the bike, encasing it in its woody embrace, as if trying to protect its precious treasure. The sight of the old bike rusted and twisted in the tree's clutches is nothing short of extraordinary. Tourists and bike enthusiasts flock to this secret spot, eager to witness this unusual spectacle with their own eyes. As they stand there gazing up at the tree, they can't help but wonder about the story behind the bike and the boy who once rode it. Some even claim to have felt a mysterious presence lurking in the forest, as if the boy's spirit still roams the woods in search of his lost treasure. What would you do if you heard a strange noise while exploring the wild? If you answered anything other than ran away, perhaps you ought to see a shrink. There's definitely no way that's safe enough for you to investigate. The owner of this footage, however, thinks otherwise. Upon hearing a mysterious noise emanating from beneath a cluster of rocks, he ventured closer to investigate. Recording, we see a glimpse of what he sees. The problem now is we're not sure what he's seeing. Could it be an alien? Could it be an extraterrestrial entity? Or perhaps it's a known land animal that eludes recognition due to the video quality? Well, we can't state with confidence what it is, but we're glad he didn't at least try to rescue it. Who knows what he could have unleashed on our already broken world? Still on Ancient Creatures, we have another footage that's sure to blow you away. Have you ever heard of the alligator snapping turtle? Well, if you haven't, today's your lucky day. You get to not only see one of these magnificent creatures, but actually see someone holding one in his hands. Before you tell yourself that's no feat, know that these prehistoric-looking creatures are known for their impressive size, with males typically reaching lengths of 13 to 20 inches and sometimes even larger. Aside from its length, they can weigh anywhere from 150 to 250 pounds or even more, making them one of the heaviest freshwater turtle species. If that does not impress you, know that these animals are known to have quite a powerful bite. Knowing this, it's shocking to see someone actually carrying and manhandling one. Whatever you do, please don't do what this man is doing in the footage, even if it looks very cool and, quite frankly, very manly. In a rather unsettling discovery, a doll was stumbled upon in the depths of a river. But this wasn't just any doll. It bore an uncanny resemblance to a human. The doll's features are chillingly realistic. Its skin is eerily pale, swathed in a dark shroud. Its eyes, wide open, seem to pierce through the observer, while blood-red lips hint at something far more sinister. The image is further intensified by what appears to be blood oozing from the corner of its mouth. While most would initially mistake this for a real-life horror scene, it's indeed just a doll, albeit one that raises a myriad of questions. How did it end up in the river? Who created it, and for what purpose? The answers remain elusive, shrouding this eerie discovery in an air of mystery. What's your take on this enigmatic doll? A couple going about their normal everyday business came across a limb that was well preserved but didn't seem to belong to any animal species they knew. They could have easily ignored and continued with their day, but a part of them wondered, what if they had finally come across something significant? They took the limb and took pictures. The lady then realized they could actually have been handling a well-preserved foot of the legendary Bigfoot. On second thought, it didn't look big enough to be Bigfoot. They sent the image around and were told that they could actually be handling either the hand, see what I did there, of a juvenile Bigfoot or its foot. If only there was a way to cross-check its DNA with the DNA of other Bigfoot. But there is. Dr. Melba Ketchum and her team claim to have conducted DNA sequencing on various biological samples, including hair and tissue, purportedly obtained from unidentified hominin species commonly known as Bigfoot. Perhaps they should send the sample to them. Maybe we may be able to get to the bottom of this once and for all. Have you ever witnessed a battle for survival in the animal kingdom? The surprising twist captured on this trail cam footage is not one to miss. A group of raccoons were trying to drink when they noticed a strange presence lurking in the bushes. It turned out to be a sneaky snake on the prowl, but the raccoons were not going to be an easy target. With their sharp claws and impressive strength, they quickly turned the tables on the predator. Using their powerful teeth, they made short work of the snake and enjoyed a well-deserved meal. Who knew raccoons could be so resourceful and fierce in the face of danger?
Did that scare you? Well, if it did, I won't be surprised. The creature looks like something straight out of a nightmare, and it has limbs that don't quite make sense. The video is blurry, hence we can't say much, but it might have scales for skin and generally have a fish-like appearance. These guesses are based on the description of the uploader, who called the creature a toil. For those unfamiliar with it, it's a supernatural creature or spirit found in the Southeast Asian folklore, particularly in Malay, Indonesian, and Thai cultures. It's often described as a mischievous and malevolent creature that's associated with black magic and the occult. It's commonly depicted as a grotesque or deformed fetus-like creature. It's typically very small in size, resembling an infant or a small child. Here's the twist. It's believed to have the power to bring wealth and good fortune to its owner if treated well, but it can also bring misfortune if mistreated. Most often, however, it carries out the wishes of a master, which leaves us wondering, did someone intentionally send the creature after the family? If they did, why? Why would you do such a thing? Think that was bizarre? Take a look at this next footage. In the footage, we see a young biker riding through what looks like the countryside. But if you look closely at the footage, something eerie unfolds in the background. A tall, slender figure moving through the grass. If you pay attention to the height of the creature in relation to the rest of the environment, then you can tell that the creature is very, very tall, maybe 8 feet or more. But what creature is it? As the footage circulated, it sent chills down the spines of those who believed they had spotted the infamous Slender Man. This footage was captured somewhere in the UK, and the uploader had set up cams to film himself on his new bike. What he didn't expect to see is the creature you can see in the background. He explained that a passing driver had alerted him to the presence of a strange humanoid creature in the area. At first, he dismissed it as something unbelievable. However, his skepticism would soon give way to something else as he reviewed the footage during the editing process. Looking at the footage, I'm really glad that he was really that far from the creature. Who knows what could have happened to him if he met the creature face to face. Have you ever witnessed the raw brutality of the natural world? One moment, a white chicken is enjoying a leisurely stroll, and the next, a red-tailed hawk descends from the sky with deadly precision, snatching the helpless bird with its sharp talons. The attack is savage and over in an instant, leaving behind a scattering of feathers as a grim reminder of the harsh reality of nature. This brutal encounter serves as a stark reminder that life in the wild is a constant battle between predators and prey, where the strong survive and the weak become prey. Earlier in today's video, we saw the security cam footage of what we initially believed to be ghosts before the science folk busted